Hello, everyone. A pleasant day to all of you. Let me introduce myself. I am Gino Gabriel Ramos of the Registration Division, Center for Food Regulation and Research. What you're about to watch is a presentation which contains the requirements, processes, and other relevant information in filing an application in the version 2 of the electronic registration portal. So get your pens and notepads to list down the information that might be important to you.
A pleasant day to all. Today we will be discussing the updates on the modified ePortal version 2 and the procedures for filing an initial application. FDA Circular Number 2020-033, or the procedure for the use of the modified electronic registration system for raw materials and pre-packaged processed food products, repealing FDA Circular Number 2016-014, was issued on February 26, 2021, and was fully implemented on March 8, 2021. This circular provides detailed guidance on how to apply for and obtain Certificate of Product Registration using the modified ePortal version 2. The modified ePortal version 2 is accessible through the same link, eportal.fda.gov.ph. Annex D of this circular shows the table for reference guide to stakeholders to assess compliance of submitted documents as complete requirements for product registration. The first part shows the application steps, data entries, and general documentary requirements. The next part of the Annex D shows the specific documentary requirements based on risk classification of the product. It lists the documentary requirements, specification of these documents to be considered as approved or denied, and the basis for these deficiencies. Please make sure that all compliant and complete labels and supporting documents are uploaded for every product application before continuing the application to pre-assessment. The case number will close upon assessment of initial or data capture applications having incomplete submission of documentary requirements. If the pre-assessment is disapproved, you will need to upload again all previous and current documents using a new case number. The last part shows the types of amendment, their corresponding documentary requirements, and their specifications to be considered as approved or denied. This modified ePortal version 2 is created in compliance to Republic Act 11032, otherwise known as Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018 and Citizens Charter 2021. Features of the modified ePortal version 2 include the following. CFRR is given a maximum of 20 working days to process applications upon posting of payment. Pre-assessment was added to the application steps. During pre-assessment, only completeness of submission of documentary requirements prior to actual filing of application are assessed. For food manufacturers, inclusion of product line being applied in the FDA list of products is also assessed during pre-assessment. Please take note that the approval on the pre-assessment step does not mean automatic approval of the application. The following features were also added. Capability to transfer uploaded documents from previously approved registration application to newly created case number. Types of amendment not present in the old portal. Documentary requirements for initial applications based on selected product category and amendment applications, and the data entries for information on sweetened beverages, product description, and claims on organic and halal. The printing of system-generated Certificate of Product Registration was given to the applicant company's account holder. During pre-assessment of renewal application of an initially approved application filed through the modified ePortal version 2, compliance of label to the indicated CPR remarks will be checked. Process flow of issuance of Certificate of Product Registration. The applicant fills out the online application form, uploads documentary requirements, and assigns the application to pre-assessment. Upon checking of completeness of submission of documentary requirements, a system-generated email notification stating complete or incomplete documentary requirements will be sent to the ePortal account holder. If the pre-assessed application has incomplete submissions, then the applicant will file another application, encode the information, and upload all documents again, including documents for compliance to notice of deficiencies, using a new case number. This new application is subject to another pre-assessment to ensure completeness of the documentary requirements. If the pre-assessed application has complete submissions, then the client will pay the corresponding registration fee. Filing of application for registration starts with the date of posting of payment by the FDA cashier. Upon posting of payment, a system-generated email notification with attached acknowledgement receipt will be sent to the ePortal account holder. CFRR will then process the registration application within 20 working days. This includes evaluation, checking, and approval of application. An email notification stating approval or denial of application will be sent to the ePortal account holder. If the application is approved, the applicant company's account holder receives the approved application in their ePortal account inbox where they can download the system-generated CPR. Printing of CPR will now be the responsibility of the client. CFRR will no longer print CPR of approved applications. If the application is denied, the applicant company's account holder can download the letter of denial in their email inbox or ePortal account inbox. For approved amendment applications, an email notification showing the amendment summary table will be sent to the ePortal account holder. Here are samples of email notification and email attachments. The first image shows the email notification upon forwarding of application to pre-assessment. The second image shows the order of payment form attached to the email notification upon assessment of complete submission of documentary requirements. Here, the first image shows the acknowledgement receipt attached to the email notification upon posting of payment. The second image shows the result of pre-assessment attached to the email notification upon assessment of incomplete submission of documentary requirements. The first image shows the email notification if the application is approved. The next image is the letter of denial attached to the email notification if the application is denied. This image shows the amendment summary table on the email notification if the amendment application is approved. Once the application is approved, the system-generated CPR may be downloaded by accessing your ePortal user account. Open the case number in your inbox folder and download the CPR for printing. The sample system-generated CPR is shown on the screen, having QR code as its security feature. The CPR remarks is indicated at the second page of the CPR. Now we will proceed to the second part of the presentation. We will now be discussing the procedure for filing initial applications. Issuance of CFRR ePortal user account. The CFRR ePortal user account and password is company-specific. An officer or representative handling multiple companies shall secure a separate user account and password for each respective company. The user account issued and revalidated by CFRR through the old portal does not need to request for a new user account. Only applicants without existing CFRR user account shall secure a new user account. The applicant shall secure a notarized authorization letter from the company being represented indicating its valid license to operate number. See Annex B of FDA Circular Number 2020-033 for your reference. The applicant shall send a request for a user account to cfrr@fda.gov.ph following the format as shown on the screen, together with the scanned copy of the notarized authorization letter. The CFRR e-portal user account shall be sent to the email provided in the request. The validity of the user account issued by the CFRR is the same as its license to operate validity. The applicant shall renew the user account at least 90 days prior to its expiration by sending an email to cfrr@fda.gov.ph following the same format shown on the screen. In case of problems with username and/or password, the owner of the applicant company shall send an email to cfrr@fda.gov.ph following the same format shown on the screen and attaching the scanned copy of the notarized affidavit of undertaking to request retrieval of username and/or password of e-portal user account. To file a registration application, access the online portal through the link eportal.fda.gov.ph. The company account holder should use the account of the Market Authorization Holder or the MAH of the product being applied for registration. The MAH shall be primarily responsible for the filing and securing of CPR applications, safety, and continuing compliance of the product with applicable rules and regulations of FDA. Once approved, the MAH and/or the manufacturer of this product will be reflected in the CPR. Provide the username and password of the MAH and then click Login. Click New Case and choose Food Product Registration EODB Application Form under the Electronic Registration folder. Select Start Case to begin a new application. Please read and understand the declaration before proceeding with the application process. This declaration conveys a binding agreement between the applicant and the FDA to provide complete and accurate information, assuming full responsibility for the safety of the product being registered, with an undertaking to comply with all applicable rules and regulations. Click the Yes, I Agree button to continue the registration process. If the user fails to do so, access to proceed to ePortal shall be denied. Select Initial to start initial application form and click Next. For renewal application of a previously approved product from the old portal, select Renewal. Provide the correct food registration number, old case number of the previously approved product, date of issuance, and validity of CPR. For amendment application of a previously approved product from the old portal, select Amendment. Provide the correct food registration number, old case number, date of issuance, and validity of CPR. For amendment and renewal data capture applications, the modified ePortal version 2 will automatically capture all uploaded documents from the old portal, provided that the account used is the same and the provided old case number is correct. This is not applicable for amendment application to change MAH, since this should be applied using a new user account. Note that the modified portal will not capture all uploaded documents from the old portal if companies will not use their existing user accounts and if they will not provide the correct case number of their previously approved products in the old portal. Amendment and renewal applications shall be filed within 6 months prior to expiration of CPR. For reapplication of a previously denied initial registration application from the old portal, select Reapplication and provide the correct old application number. Note that the modified portal will not capture all uploaded documents from the old portal for reapplication data capture applications. The applicant will need to re-upload all initially submitted documents along with the documents for compliance to the deficiencies. Filing of initial application form. Fill out all necessary information in all caps except for trademark, corporate de facto, and email addresses. All data entries with red asterisk are mandatory fields. The application will not proceed to the next step if not all mandatory fields are filled out. Select the correct food categorization. Kindly refer to the risk classification of food products found on the Annex A of Administrative Order Number 2014-0029. The declaration of the brand name and product name must be consistent with the submitted label. Brand name should not be misleading, confusing, and likely to create erroneous impression regarding its character or nature in any respect. For those brand name with a registered trademark or with an IPO certificate, the symbols TM or the registered sign must be declared and a trademark or IPO certificate must be submitted. Product name shall indicate the true nature of the food and shall normally be specific and not generic. The declaration of the company name and address should be consistent with the declaration in the valid license to operate. Select the desired number of years of registration being applied from 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, except for food supplement, which are fixed at a 2-year initial registration. If the product being applied for registration is a sweetened beverage, select Yes. Provide the food registration number of the previous formulation for reformulated sweetened beverage products. A minimum of 2 contact information in the form of telephone and mobile number must be declared. For companies with LTO activity as importer-distributor, choose the option Importer-Wholesaler-Distributor as the company activity, consistent with the license to operate number declared in the data entry under the food product application form. Determine the correct country of origin of the product being imported. Refer to the guide statement regarding the definition of the country of origin. Choose Yes if the product is directly sourced and No if otherwise. If the product is directly sourced, it was imported directly from the manufacturer in the country of origin of the product. If not, the product was imported through a middleman or the supplier. Click the Choose File button to attach any of the following scanned copy of the original documents issued by the regulatory or health authority of the country of origin or of the source. Valid manufacturer certificate of registration with GMP compliance or its equivalent, valid sanitary phytosanitary certificate or health certificate, valid ISO 22000 certification, valid HACCP certificate, or certificate of free sale. For companies with LTO activity as distributor-wholesaler, choose the option Distributor-Wholesaler as the company activity consistent with the license to operate number declared in the data entry under the food product application form. Click the Choose File button to attach any of the following scanned copy of the original documents issued to the applicant by the establishment from which it sources the products it sells. Valid notarized distributorship agreement or letter of appointment between the applicant and the FDA licensed source. For companies with LTO activity as trader, choose the option Trader as the company activity consistent with the license to operate number declared in the data entry under the food product application form. Click the Choose File button to attach any of the following scanned copy of the original documents. For products sourced from supplier or manufacturer, upload the scanned copy of the valid and notarized toll manufacturing and/or repacking agreement with FDA licensed toll manufacturer and/or repacker. For directly sourced products, declare the complete name and address of the manufacturer. For products not directly sourced, declare the complete name and address of the supplier and the manufacturer. For applications with multiple suppliers, declare the complete name and address of the suppliers separated by a semicolon. For companies with LTO activity as manufacturer, choose the option Manufacturer as the company activity consistent with the license to operate number declared in the data entry under the food product application form. Click Next to continue. Declare all ingredients in descending order of proportion. For multi-component ingredients, indicate the phrase as follows in parentheses after the ingredient and declare each specific component also in parentheses. For food additives, indicate their common and functional name. All food additives must conform with the updated list of food additives and/or the latest general standard for food additives based on Bureau Circular 2006-016 and Administrative Order 2014-0029. Food flavors must be listed in Flavors and Extracts Manufacturers Association or International Organization of the Flavor Industry, generally recognized as SAFE lists or latest FDA regulations on food additives. Declare the appropriate product description of the food, including the type of packing medium, form or style, and the condition or type of treatment that it has undergone. For example, canned Spanish-style tuna chunks, pickled cucumber in brine, dried fish, frozen corn kernel, milk powder. In declaring the product specifications for physical, chemical, and microbiological parameters, ensure the completeness and accuracy of the details, since this information shall be verified later on during post-marketing surveillance. You may provide the physical specifications of the product. Ensure the completeness and accuracy of the details for the parameters and physical, chemical, and microbiological specifications in coherence with the local and international standards such as the PNS or the Philippine National Standards, administrative orders, and other relevant issuances. In the absence of a product standard, the specifications indicated in the data entry should be consistent with the submitted analysis or test results. Click Next to continue. Declare the shelf life of the product and the type of shelf life study conducted. Declare the packaging materials, including primary and secondary packaging, and the corresponding shelf life of the product for each packaging materials. For products with different and/or multiple packaging material and shelf life, please use semicolon to separate or delineate the declarations in the data entry. The declared packaging material in the data entry should be specific and consistent with the submitted pictures of the product. You may provide the details on storage requirements, function of food material, which is applicable to food additives and ingredients only, source of allergen, lot code interpretation, and open date marking or expiry date. For food supplements, declare the recommended usage of the product per day. For example, 1 tablet once a day. When you attach product labels and other documentary requirements, make sure that all information is reflected clearly and accurately. Limit the total size of the attachments to 25 MB with a limit of 2 MB per file using the PNG or PDF format. Please refer to Annex D for the reference guide to stakeholders to assess the compliance of submitted documents as complete requirements for food product registration. Product labels in commercial presentation should be scanned clearly, reflecting all sides with complete information, and shall be named accordingly, indicating the appropriate net weight for multiple packaging sizes. Please note that when scanning documents for upload, preferably use the 150 by 150 dpi setting. Check clarity of the label information before uploading the labels and pictures of the product. The label information must be clear and readable when zoomed in. Please be reminded that you may only upload documents in PNG and PDF file format. For products for export market, please upload purchasing order, request for quotation, or valid notarized agreement signed by the importing and exporting parties of the importing country for verification purposes. Nutrition and health claims declared on the product labels must be supported by relevant documents like scientific research, following the Bureau Circular 2007-002 or the guidelines in the use of nutrition and health claims in food. Upload the documentary requirements for justification. If there are brand name registration or trademarks or other logo or seal, certifications must be submitted accordingly. For products with halal or organic claims on the label, provide the certificate number and certifying body. Upload the scanned copy of the certificate. All certificates of analysis submitted must be issued within 12 months from the date of filing of the application or the date of payment. For initial application of food supplement, one representative sample in commercial presentation consistent with the e-registration application shall be submitted to Food and Drug Action Center located at the 3rd floor of Star Mall Alabang, Muntinlupa City, before continuing the application to pre-assessment through either of the following means. A. Personal delivery to FDAC Star Mall Alabang, or B. Delivery via registered courier. If you need to upload more documents, click Continue to proceed to the next step where you may review and upload additional documents. Click the Attach button to upload more documents. Click Delete to remove wrongly uploaded documents. This delete function is only available to initial, amendment data capture, renewal data capture, and reapplication data capture applications. Click the Next Step button to continue. Click Continue to proceed the application to pre-assessment. Criteria to determine complete submission of documents. Please be reminded that an approved pre-assessment does not automatically mean that the product will be issued a CPR. A pre-assessed food product application for registration could only be approved if it conforms to all of the following requirements. Number 1, correct e-portal account consistent with the applicant company. Number 2, valid license to operate or LTO. A valid LTO and approved product line is a prerequisite to food product registration. For locally manufactured products, the product being applied should be included in the list of products and/or product line in the LTO. If there is an existing application for LTO variation to include product line, the applicant company should wait for its approval before proceeding to submit applications for pre-assessment. Otherwise, this will be a ground for denial of the application. Number 3, clear, valid, and readable uploaded documents with integrity. For reapplications, completeness and accuracy of uploaded documents for compliance to mention deficiencies in letter of denial are assessed during the pre-assessment step. Number 4, accurate and complete data entry declaration consistent with the uploaded documents. And number 5, compliance of the product being applied with the requirements stipulated in the new CFRR Citizens Charter based on existing rules and regulations, such as FDA Circular 2020-033, Administrative Order 2014-0029, FDA Circular 2013-010, Administrative Order 2014-0030, Administrative Order 88-A Series of 1984. Bureau Circular 2006-016, Bureau Circular 2007-002, Standards of Identity based on FDA regulations, and all other applicable existing regulations. Please refer to Annex D of the FDA Circular 2020-033 to determine if a particular documentary requirement conforms to FDA regulations. And that concludes our presentation regarding the updates.
Thank you all for watching. I hope that you are able to learn something and capture the relevant information in filing an application in the ePortal. If ever there are some details that you are not able to capture, don't worry, as the list of requirements mentioned in this presentation and also seen in FDA Circular 2020-033 can be downloaded in the FDA website. Just visit